everyone, welcome back to Living the Journey with Naomi. And if you're new here, I am Naomi, and I'm passionate about exploring the real stories and challenges that shape our lives. Today, we're exploring a topic that affects millions of Americans every day, and that is poverty. What does it mean to live in poverty in the United States? How does it impact individuals and families? And most importantly, what can we do about it? So stay tuned as we explore the faces of poverty in America through statistics, real-life examples, and case studies. And the reason why this topic matters is because poverty isn't just a statistic. It's a reality for many people. It's about the struggles, the resilience, and the hope that people hold on to despite the odds. By understanding these stories, we can better empathize and take action to make a difference. So let's go ahead and get started and uncover the real faces behind the numbers. In the land of opportunity, there are still millions who struggle to make ends meet. Meet Lisa, a 32-year-old single mother of two, living in a small rundown apartment building. Lisa's day starts at about 5 a.m. when she wakes up to prepare breakfast for her children, Emma, who is 8, and Jack, who is 5. She drops them off at school and heads to her first job as a cashier at the local grocery store. After her shift, she picks up Emma and Jack from school and heads home to prepare dinner. Once the kids are settled in, she leaves from her second job as a cleaner at the local motel, working late into the night. Despite working these two jobs, Lisa's income barely covers rent, utilities, and basic necessities. She often has to rely on food banks and community programs to make ends meet. Lisa's life is a constant juggling act. She often has to choose between paying for groceries or utilities. As far as medical bills, they are a significant burden, as she cannot afford health insurance. Emma and Jack's school supplies and extracurricular activities are luxuries that she can rarely afford. The stress of financial stability takes a toll on Lisa's mental and physical health, but she remains resilient for the sake of her children. It is sad that despite her hard work, the cycle of poverty seems unbreakable. Lisa's story is not unique. Across the nation, millions face similar struggles. In fact, 23% of female-headed households live in poverty. The lack of affordable health care, child care, and housing exacerbates the challenges faced by single mothers like Lisa. Tell me, what do you think are the biggest challenges faced by single mothers like Lisa? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. Did you know that in 2023, the official poverty rate in the United States was 11.1%, with 36.8 million people living in poverty? The Supplemental Poverty Measure's SPM rate was even higher at 12.9%. These numbers highlight the significant portion of our population struggling to make ends meet. The question is, why is this happening in one of the most wealthiest countries in the world? Now let's move on to another real-life story. Meet Cody, a 19-year-old college student living in an urban area in California. Cody comes from a low-income family and is the first in his family to attend college. His parents, who work multiple low-wage jobs, has always emphasized the importance of education as a pathway to a better life. Despite receiving financial aid, Cody struggles to cover tuition, housing, and other expenses. Let me tell you, Cody's day begins at 6 a.m. He wakes up in a small shared apartment where he rents a room with 3 other students to save on costs. After a quick breakfast, he heads to his first class of the day. Cody is determined to excel academically, knowing that his education is his ticket out of poverty. Between classes, Cody works part-time at a local coffee shop. The pay is low, but every dollar counts. He often skips meals to save money and relies on campus food pantries for sustenance. The pressure to succeed academically while managing financial stress affects his mental health, but Cody remains resilient and focused on his goals. To make ends meet, Cody donates blood every week for $50. This extra income helps cover his basic needs, but it takes a toll on his health and energy levels. Despite these challenges, Cody is determined to break the cycle of poverty and create a better future for himself and his family. And I know you may have a bunch of questions for Cody. You may be saying, Naomi, why is Cody living in poverty despite receiving financial aid? Financial aid is not sufficient to cover the high cost of his tuition, housing, and living expenses. You may also ask, Naomi, what are the main factors contributing to Cody's poverty? Economic inequality. high cost of education, and the lack of affordable housing. Another question you may have is, where does Cody live and how does it affect his situation? Cody lives in an urban area in California, which has a high cost of living and a limited affordable housing options. Cody's financial struggles began when he started college and had to manage tuition and living expenses on his own. FYI, do you know that Cody is not alone? The poverty rate for youth ages 14 to 24 is notably high. In 2022, the poverty rate for those aged 18 to 24 was 11.7%. This age group faces unique challenges, including disrupted education and employment opportunities. So a question is, how can we better support students like Cody, who are trying to balance education and financial stability? Let me know your ideas in the comments down below. Tony is a recent college graduate, burdened with student debt and unable to find a job in his field. He relies on food banks to survive. Tell me, what are your thoughts on poverty in America? Post your comments down below. We have heard the story of the single mom, the youth, and you may be thinking that the older Americans have it rosy, but do they? So let me tell you about John. Meet John, a 72-year-old retiree living in a small town in Louisiana. After working as a factory worker for over 40 years, John retired with a modest pension and Social Security benefits. He had always dreamed of spending his golden years in peace, enjoying the simple pleasures of life. However, the rising cost of living and unexpected medical expenses have made it difficult for him to make ends meet. Let me tell you how a typical day in John's life looks like. John's day begins at 6:30 a.m. He wakes up in his small one-bedroom apartment where he lives alone. The walls are adorned with photographs of his late wife, Mary, and their children, who now live far away. After a simple breakfast of oatmeal and tea, John takes his daily medication, carefully rationing his pills to make them last longer. John spends his morning tending to his small garden, a hobby that brings him solace and a sense of purpose. He grows his vegetables as a supplement to his diet, as fresh produce is often too expensive to buy. Despite his efforts, John frequently skips meals to save money, leading to a decline in his health. In the afternoons, John volunteers at the local community center, helping other seniors with their daily needs. This gives him a sense of belonging and purpose, but it also highlights the struggles faced by many in his community. The lack of affordable health care and social support leaves many seniors vulnerable and isolated. Despite these challenges, John remains hopeful and resilient. He finds joy in the small moments like the blooming of a flower in his garden or a phone call from his grandchildren. His story is a testament to strength and resilience of seniors facing poverty in America. So now let's move on to statistics. The poverty rate for people aged 65 and older was 10.2% in 2022. This means 1 in 10 seniors are struggling. This rate has been increasing, highlighting the economic challenges faced by seniors, especially those relying heavily on Social Security. Women aged 80 and older are particularly vulnerable, with a poverty rate of 14.7%. So tell me, what can we do to ensure our seniors have the support they need to live comfortably? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. Communities are coming together to support one another, but the root causes of poverty require systematic change. In conclusion, poverty in the United States is a complex issue that requires a multifaceted approach. Knowing these statistics, learning from these case studies, and having heard these real-life stories, we can begin to address the root causes and work towards meaningful solutions. I suggest that we get educated. Learning opens doors to better jobs and a brighter future. We need to stay healthy. Access to affordable doctors and affordable medicine keeps everyone feeling great and ready to take on the world. The government needs to create jobs. More work means more money for everyone, boosting the whole community. Also, we need support programs. Things like food help and affordable housing. This is super crucial. Make sure no one gets left behind. We also need to empower people, giving people skills, and little loans help them start their own businesses and thrive. We all have a role to play in ending poverty. By working together and supporting each other, we can create a brighter future for all. Remember, if you're having a hard time, reach out to Red Cross, Salvation Army, Center for American Progress. They offer a variety of programs to help those in need. Additionally, check out other assistance programs available in your state. Remember, help is always available. I thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. This is Naomi, and if you found this video informative, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Let's continue this conversation in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys. Until next time, be safe, and I will see you guys in the next video.